guys, so today's video is going to be a thrift flip. I have never done one of these before, but when I did have my own online clothing store, I used to do a lot of thrift flipping. Didn't know that it was called that at the time, because this was in 2012. But I always used to get jeans and stuff from Goodwill and make them into cute high-waisted shorts and stuff like that. But it's been a really long time, and recently I've seen a lot of thrift flip videos on YouTube. So I decided I would try it out again, see if I'm still any good at it. I even got the sewing machine out, which I have not used since the Elbell apparel days. It's been a really long time, so we'll see how the sewing portion goes. Also, if you want to see the video I made on my online store thing, I will have that at the top of the screen right here. So with all that being said, without further ado, let's get on to the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be flipping is this shirt. So I actually got this from the kids section. It was $2.50, so really great price. So basically what I'm going to do here is hem this into a crop top, and then after that I'm going to use these iron-on embroidery letters to write peachy on the chest area. I'm kind of going for that Brandy Melville-esque vibe, or the simple graphic t-shirt. I think this one's going to turn out super cute, so fingers crossed on that one, and let's get on to it. So the first thing I'm doing is cutting off the extra fabric of the t-shirt, making it just a little bit longer than how I plan to hem it. And then for the actual hemming, I'm not the best at sewing, so I just use the sewing machine to sew one line on the bottom. Nothing too complicated, just enough to make it look a little bit cleaner. After that, I took out those iron-on letters I got earlier, and I just peeled off all the letters that spelled peachy and arranged them on the t-shirt the way I wanted to iron it on. Luckily, these are actually slightly sticky too, so it was pretty easy to arrange, and also I didn't have to worry about them moving when I went to actually iron them on. This part was actually super easy, and I was totally expecting it to just not work, because I have gotten some iron-on things before that just completely don't stick, but these turned out really well and it was super easy to do. Also, it totally looks like embroidery, and I didn't have to go through all that effort to actually embroider anything, which was awesome. And this is what the finished shirt looks like. Honestly, it's exactly how I wanted it to turn out. I think it looked really cute. Of course, the hemming definitely could have been better, but overall, pretty great graphic t-shirt. Okay, so next up we have these plain high-waisted black shorts. These were about $8, so pretty decent price. And this is a pretty simple modification, but I just want to sew this striped ribbon onto the sides of it. I'm going to be hand sewing this because these are jeans, and I think this might break my sewing machine if I try to do that. Also, I'm just better at hand sewing anyway, so it should look better. And these are kind of inspired by these jeans that Zara has. I will insert some pictures right here. Pretty trendy right now, and I'm going to be making these for less than $10, so really great steal if these actually work out. So to start off, I'm just laying the shorts on the table so that the side portion is flat. Then I just laid out the ribbon and pinned that in place along the side seam. And then as for actually sewing it, I chose to use two different kinds of threads. So on the blue side of the ribbon, I clearly used some blue thread and just sewed that all the way down. A little bit tedious, but overall pretty simple. And to finish that off, I just cut the ribbon to match the fraying of the shorts. As for the other side, I just took some red thread and I started off by sewing down the top of the ribbon, and then I just went down the other side there and basically did the same thing I did with the blue ribbon. I then went in to cut off the excess ribbon from the top and repeated the same thing on the other side of the shorts, and that's it. Although this did take a long time, overall it was very simple to do, and if you want to cut the time down a little bit, you can always use fabric glue as well. And like I said earlier, this style is super trendy right now, and seeing as this is super easy and cheap to make, it can be a great way to upcycle some old denim. Next up, we have this polo jeans t-shirt. Once again, got this in the kids section at Goodwill. It was $2.50. No signs of wear, so perfect for a thrift flip. Name brands are really in right now, so I wanted to kind of incorporate something with that, and this t-shirt is perfect. So what I'm going to be doing is essentially cutting this into a tube top, and then since it is a t-shirt material, not the typical stretchy tube top material, I'm going to make the back so you can just tie it. So before doing any cutting, I'm just using a ruler and some chalk to mark where I want to cut. I'm also making sure to overcompensate a little bit here just because I know I'll have to hem and sew a bit, so it's going to end up being a little bit smaller than where I'm cutting. I then went in with some sharp scissors and cut along those lines. So essentially I just have a square piece of fabric of the label on the front of the shirt. Then I just turned the shirt over and cut another square, except this one I made a little bit wider and then kept it the same height. After that, I just cut that back square in half, then I laid my label square on top and pinned the edges together like this. So essentially I just kind of have the two square edges pinched together and pinned like that, so that way when I turn it over and it's made right side out, the seams won't be visible and you won't see where I'm sewing. And this is what it looks like after I put it through a sewing machine. So as you can see, I sewed those two edges and I also hemmed the top and bottom. And as you can see, there's a lot of extra fabric here, so I then went in with some scissors and cut that extra off just to make it a little bit cleaner. To finish everything off, I just cut those back pieces into 2 triangles, and this is basically so that when I'm wearing it, I can tie those together, because like I mentioned earlier, t-shirt material is not stretchy like a normal tube top, so it does need something that can be adjustable. So yeah, that is it, and this is the finished shirt. As you can see, I have those 2 triangles tied together in the back, and from the front, it looks like a totally normal tube top. Last but not least, we have these perfect high-waisted mom jeans I got for $10, I believe, so once again, pretty decent price. So basically what I'm going to be doing to these is I'm going to cut some distressing into the knees, and then on the back pockets, I'm going to be using some of this yarn to kind of embroider like some lightning bolts onto the back. This is 100% not my idea. I saw this picture on Pinterest. Super cute, right? So I'm going to try to recreate that on these. So yeah, let's get on into that. So before getting into all that embroidery business, I am first just cutting some holes in the knees, which I previously marked up with some chalk. So basically I just cut some slits in there and then widened them a little bit with the scissors so they were more like holes instead of just like straight across cuts. Then to kind of aid in the whole distressing process, I just took some tweezers and I started pulling out some of the stray white threads. And once they go in the wash, this will definitely look a little bit better, but this is just to kind of get started. So once that was done, I just turned the jeans over and began tracing the lightning bolts on the back pockets of the jeans with some chalk. And then as for the actual embroidery part, I just used this not quite yarn, but like almost yarn type thread. And essentially I just sewed all along the outline I made. And the stitch I did here is called a back stitch. I'm not really sure how to explain it. I think the best way is to look up like a picture online. It's super easy to do. The stitch, not the Googling. Although Googling is also really easy to do. And once I completed that left pocket, I did the same thing on the right. Clearly, one side looks a little bit better, but that is just because of my not so great art skills. Definitely did not turn out quite as good as I hoped, but I do still really like this pair of jeans, and if I do have time at one point, I might redo that one pocket that doesn't look so great. Overall though, this was definitely not that hard to do, and the idea was definitely there, so I would recommend you guys try this out. Hope you all enjoyed that video. If you were not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel down below. I post new videos every single Saturday. I also have an Instagram and a Twitter, both at Ella_Elbells. So go ahead and follow me in all of those, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!